Hey guys, and welcome back to another Building Kashyyyk weekly segment. So guys, this week is going to be a little bit more smaller than what we're usually used to for building building things. And what I mean there is, if we go back 2 weeks ago, we focused just on that one platform. I think it was week 30 or 29. But anyhow, we focused on just that one part, and that's what we're going to be doing this week as well. I got these plates in, so that means that first floor behind the Kashyyyk wall there, or the mountain, or whatever you want to call it. I have plated that out for the most part, but now what sucks is the fact that I need more lights. That's kind of the thing that I kind of wish I had this week more of, but I'm going to be placing an order for more of them. I can't be laying down the second part of the floor until I have the lights, because otherwise I can't start building on that, because then when I do have the lights, it's going to be the biggest pain ever to route all those lights under something that's already built, if that makes sense. So that's why we're only going to focus on one part. It's going to have lights at the end, and it's going to look really, really awesome. I promise you. This video is going to be really cool. You're going to see the progression of what the power source is, the power generator of this base is what we're going to be focusing on building this time. And it turns out to be really cool, so I think you guys are going to really like it. So without ado, let's get right into that right now.
Okay guys, so starting off the video this week, I got the plates finally, these plates right here. So I've already put them down for the most part all the way down, so you can see it's already taking place. Now I'm sure some of you are like, wait, what is this stuff? Why are there plates like that, all kind of in a line like that? Well guys, if we go back a couple weeks ago, I was explaining how this would work, where the plates would be kind of like a sandwich. There'd be two plates right like this, and I'll show you. It's basically a sandwich technique, so that the wires can fit through. So it's basically going to look like this. So right now I have the bottom layer and the middle layer, which is this, and then I've already kind of put the top layer on. And as you can kind of see there, that equals 3 plates. So it's basically 1 brick width, for the floor. So not only is the floor really, really strong because of that, because of the sandwich technique, but it's also really nice so that I can feed the wires, these little cables that are going to be for the lights that I'll be feeding throughout the floors. There's going to be 2 floors. The second floor is going to be at this height, so you can see it's not going to be super duper open right here. It's going to be a little tight, so it's going to be about cut in half right here. And that's going to go, the floors are going to be just on this part right here. This is going to be completely open, and there'll be 2 floors right there. So you can really see it's taking shape. Now I'm sure some of you are like, okay, what's this right here? I don't actually have, I have some of the plates down. You can kind of see what I did there. I have some of the plates down. They're just temporarily there. What I'm doing right now is just seeing how I want to lay this out. This is going to be, I'm pretty sure this is going to be the power kind of facility, where that's going to go. Now I want to get more of this certain tire piece before I start actually building. Plus I need to get some more lights. I actually needed lights in general to actually finish this first floor, because obviously I can't go back and rewire it once the plates are down. So what I'll be doing is just kind of just showing what I have in mind this week, and hopefully getting the lights by next week. But this is what I have in mind right now. So basically I'm thinking 4 of these generators right here. There'd be 1, 2, and 3, and 4 right there, and they'd all look like this one right here, basically like that, and they'd all be feeding up, giving power. I think that would look kind of a cool design. And then you have some control panels here, 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 and here. So yeah. Plus, I'm using this little thing I made a couple weeks ago. I'm using it as a pretty good example of what I want to do here for these floors, because this is pretty much exactly what I want to do for the most part, for a lot of the whole actual look. So yeah, it's really getting down right now, and it's kind of really taking you can definitely see it's coming along, so that's really cool. And then this column right here, definitely a lot of you like this design that I came up with. What I've done is these things right here mark where more of these columns are going to go. So right there, 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 and at the end. This requires a lot of pieces. The way it works is, it's actually, this piece like that, and on top of that, if I can take it off with one hand, there we go. Then there's this under that, and you can just see that requires a lot of parts. So it's going to take a little bit to get the amount of parts I need to build the columns. So again, parts is probably the hardest thing. Right now, I can't just buy a whole bunch of certain piece because I'm constantly experimenting, constantly changing things. So that means I'm constantly needing different parts than what I had originally bought. Now the stuff I have over here, we're definitely going to put to use. But sadly, I come up with really cool designs in the middle of doing this stuff, and I'm like, well, I want to do that too, along with this stuff. So it's kind of just a sucky part of this, part of the building process. You just kind of deal with it, I guess. Yeah. Anyhow, so yeah, this is what I have going on so far, and we'll just see what it turns into. Really like this whole using these good grill things. These are really nice. I don't know, they had a real nice look to it. And then I like just the little studs, kind of give it a little break up. And such, so it looks good, looks nice. And the thing I'm trying to balance out here is the fact that I need not to, I don't want to overuse tiles basically, because the tiles you can't really stick a minifigure on. And one day I'm going to make a stop motion animation, so it's important that I have a balance between studs and tiles. Now, if I was never making a stop motion, then I'd make this nice and pretty. Lots of tiles, lots of snot building, which means sideways Lego, all that fun stuff. But thing is I am gonna use this as for animation, so I need to have a balance of studs that I can have my minifigures to animate on. Now, I know some of you might out there be like, oh well, David, you can use clay, put in the bottom of their feet. I'm not a big fan of that, but I may end up just having to do that. But still, I want a balance of studs, so even with just mock presentation and stuff like that, the clones can stand and not really get tipped over as much. Because I hate when you got a whole bunch of clone troopers on these tiles and then you accidentally shake the table really hard and they fall down. It's just really, really annoying. So that's something I always keep in mind, is if you're using tiles, make sure you keep it balanced. That way you actually can have your minifigures stick. So that's an important thing. But yeah, it's looking good so far. I really like how the design's looking, and definitely seeing all the tiles go down, or the plates go down, is really cool, I have to say. But yeah, there's a lot more work involved. But as you can also see, I hid it doesn't really look like there's wires here, does it? I did a pretty good job hiding it. Remember, the wire comes out right here, and I already tested the doors. They work fine, so that's pretty awesome. The fact that it doesn't even look like there's motors here anymore. It doesn't even look like the doors are that automatic, but there is. The power of hiding wires is one with the force. Nah, I'm joking with you guys, but anyhow, it's kind of a cool thing to do. Well, we'll go ahead and just move on from here. Okay guys, so what I've done so far is I've done a couple things. So you might see this right here. This is the hub panel. This is where all the electricity for all the lights are going to come together. This cord right here is the cord that connects to the lights that are down on this, on the panel thing that we showed last week. And that actually, there's a wire that runs all the way through this, comes out right there, and that is where the actual cord down there is going to connect with that. So that's like the main power source. What I did, that this cord right here goes into here. This will feed into the column, which will eventually get to the overhead lights. What I'm working on now is a circuit board that's going to go down in here, and that is this one right here. And I have, as you can tell, there is 4 short wire lights right here, and then there's 5 long wire lights, and those are going to be wired right here, and those will be the bottom lights that I use in this particular area. These are my last short wire lights, so I'm going to need more of them later. I have some long wire lights, some left, but for the most part, I'm almost out of these small LED lights, and I'm going to need more soon. Anyhow, so that's what I'm doing now. So I'm gonna run another wire from the hub panel into here to hook up with that, and then these lights you'll see what happens. So yeah, that is what I'm working on right now. Just thought I'd show you guys the middle of the process. I have to say, wiring a wire all the way between doesn't look like there's a wire going from here to here to here, and then coming all the way out there. It takes a very long process, I must say, to hide all these wires and make it all work together. I must say, lights is a difficult task. It's certainly not easy, but you know, the end result is pretty awesome. Alright guys, so we'll go ahead and just move on. Okay, so I've pretty much almost covered up all the wires, guys. You can see there's a light coming out of every hole here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I have a middle light right here. So 5 lights, all right there. And then I wired these other 4 lights right here. This is 2 lights right here, and this is 2 lights right here. So what I'm showing you here is how this. Remember, I'm sure a lot of you are wondering, you know, what was the whole point of this? This is the whole point. You can see how I'm routing the wires under these plates, and then they're coming through these little holes right here. And you can kind of see how I'm kind of doing it. So that was the whole point of having, you know, double plate, a layer of plates, then you know, these 2x6s like that, and having space between them is basically like a pipe system almost for a house, but for Legos and lights. So pretty cool. Basically putting basic engineering into Lego form. So just wanted to show you guys this, and how I'm sure some of you scratch your head, like what's he doing here? Well, this is what I'm doing here. So yeah, that's what this is how I'm doing the wires, and that's what I mean when I'm running them all through under here. It doesn't really look like there's that many wires other than the ones sticking out right here, the lights. But you know, it's hard to believe there's probably almost 15 wires under this plate right now. And if I took it all off, it looked like a giant massacre of wires. And that's only one section. That's only 9 lights. So you can only imagine what this entire project is going to involve in the work and time. You know, it's taken me 3 hours. This one is the first part I've actually done lights on officially. So of course I'm going to take my time on this and make sure I get it right, but you know, probably takes about 1-2 hours just to route these wires, because I have to constantly take up plates and figure out, okay, well that goes there and that goes there. And so there's a lot of work involved into this, and I know it looks like, you know, there's not much really going on, but trust me, it is way more complicated than you might imagine. It's not, I shouldn't say it's complicated, I should say it's just time consuming work. So yeah. Anyhow, I'm just gonna move on, keep on building. So let's go. Okay guys, so I have you can kind of see that now I've kind of patched all this up, and it looks kind of the way we had it before. Ignore all these random parts that they're there because I've been literally for the last 2 hours I literally have been making this, and I know it doesn't look like much, but trust me, I put a lot of thought into making this. Seriously, a lot of thought. because this is the power generator that's going to be. It's kind of important to the base. You know, you guys have a power generator. There's going to be 4 of them, so there's going to be 4 of these. One here, 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 and here, and there's going to be a light lighting up this center. You can see the red in there. All of that is going to be lit up. And then what's cool about this design, as not only does it look really, really cool, but during stop motion animation time, say there's like a scene in here, there's a clone scene and the clone's walking around. These power generators, not only will it be lit up right here, but this can be turnable. This turns. So that is the really, really cool part about this. So yeah, I think that's pretty neat. So that means, you know, if I had when I have 4 of them, they'll all be kind of like spinning around like this, and then you have the red center, and it looks, you know, honestly, it looks like a Star Wars power generator. And I think it's going to look really, really cool when it's all set up in here. So basically, it's kind of final now. We're probably going to definitely do. This will be the generator room. This first floor right here. I think that's what we're gonna settle on. So the last part is I'm going to make 3 more of these, and that'll be it for the segment. Now, why am I cutting it short right there? First of all, I'm gonna need 4 more lights here. That's gonna require more board work, and I am out of the lights, the necessary, like I have the long lights, but I need the short lights to do that. So that's what sucks. Plus I need to get some more extension wires. So I've run out of that, so it kind of sucks. But here's the thing about this this power generator I've made. I think, you know, a lot of you might argue in the comments, oh my god, this would have taken me 5 minutes to build. Trust me, I just spent 2 hours experimenting with all kinds of different pieces to come up with this design. I did all kinds of different things, and I really, really like this. I think it looks the best out of all of it. I think it looks pretty awesome, actually. Now here's the cool thing about this. A lot of you probably have this, you know what this is from, the 212th Battalion Battle Pack, and I'm sure a lot of you have these things and you hate them to death because you can't use them because they're not even scaled right and they look like crap and they're just not cool. Almost probably 70% of this, only a few parts were added in. About 70% of this was made using this thing. So that right there is good parts use. Utilizing the battle pack to your advantage. Battle pack parts, like I came in and destroyed the Kashyyyk thing right here. There wasn't much I could really rip off that. Maybe I'll use that for, you know, what's going to go here and here. But I got some good use out of this thing. So yeah, and if you're wondering what these things right here are sticking out here, that is what's keeping this all connected. Trust me, I did a lot of different designs. I used different little peg things for that, and I had ideas of like maybe putting levers right here. Trust me, like I have done everything possible to get this right. You know, it doesn't look like much, but trust me, a lot of work went into this, and I think it looks really cool. And on top of that, you know, it's going to be sitting right here. So there's going to be 4 of them. This is literally the height of the top. So this marks the 2nd floor right here. So this is going to go to the 2nd floor. So it's going to be the entire ceiling. It's going to go to the ceiling basically. So that's really cool too. And it fits well and everything. And I'm just overall happy with the design. So yeah, really like it. And let us build 3 more. I actually got to go break open some battle packs. So yeah, let's go do that. Alright guys, so the final part of the video is indeed the finished part of this I think we're definitely going to call this the power generator. I must say, it looks pretty awesome. So there's all 4 of the things I showed you built. But you might also notice I put a middle thing into this as well. Also, guys, keep in mind this background, this right here is going to look more like the background of that. So please ignore the background. Anywho, I think this looks really awesome. Really like the way it turned out. It looks really, really, really cool. Oh, but wait. You have to remember that this lights up. And that's going to be what concludes the video, guys, is how awesome this thing lights up. So without ado, let's take a look. I'm going to turn the power switch on. Get the camera in place. Alright, well, we'll just put it like that. Alright, there we go. How sweet is that? Looks even better when we turn on all the lights, and the blue lights are on as well, the ones down in here. Kind of see how it's lighting up that. And then don't forget these are lit up as well. We will continue work on this with this stuff right here, what's going to be for these lights next week. But I gotta say, this is looking really, really awesome. Don't forget this spins as well. So this is what I meant, like, with the design, that you could that you can, it was tough because you have to remember you want something to light up. You only have one light, so if you want the center to light up, you have to figure out a way so that there can't be a pole going through here. So that's why there's so much design challenge to this, is figuring out the lights. Like, the actual part of the design wasn't so hard. It's just figuring out how the light's going to be integrated with it. And as you can see, this this thing right here is the middle generator, the big generator, I guess. It's pretty darn cool looking as well. That was something I was just playing around with, and I was like, well, this actually looks kind of cool. And so that's how it ended up like that. But yeah, this looks really great in my opinion. Really great progression. Now, on a big scale, considering all of this doesn't look like much probably for this week. But guys, a lot of work went into just this one area. But again, just like how we did this one platform 2 weeks ago, in the last segment, we got a whole bunch of platforms ready to go for their plates to go on. This is, again, setting that thing. So that now that you guys seen how I do this type of thing, I'm going to progress even further into doing things similar to this. So by next week, this stuff will be built, that stuff will be built, the wall will probably be built, the column, if I get the parts in time, will be built as well. So that's what I mean. Is like basically, I think the way we'll do this is 1 week, we'll focus on a very specific area so you guys understand how I did the designing and all of that. And then 1 week after that, a big progress change because I already showed you how I did all the design and whatnot. I think that's a pretty good way of doing it. But anyhow, this looks really awesome. I am really digging the whole look. The red and the blue really come together pretty well. And I just really like the entirety, the whole design just looks really nice. Put a clone trooper next to it, or like a Kashyyyk trooper. It looks really, really cool. So, really like the way it turned out. I like how all of these things can spin. So if I'm doing a stop motion animation, these things can be spinning in the animation while the figure is walking or whatever he's doing. So I think that's really, really cool. And this will be covered up, by the way, guys. This is just it'll look nice. Trust me. I already know what I'm going to do for that. But yeah, so I think it looks really good, and that is the power generator. I think it looks really awesome. That's going to do it for this segment, guys. Let's go ahead and end it out.
Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed that. Power generator looks fantastic. Absolutely, really cool. I was really happy with how it came out, especially I think those lights just really emphasize it. That's what the power of lights can really do for your base. You know, if you saw it without the lights, you know, it looks cool, put the lights on, wow, immediately, huge difference. And that's what I was going for, absolutely. Now again, you know, I'm sorry guys I couldn't build more. Here's my excuse. I know, don't hate on me in the comments, but I have Philly Brick Fest, and yeah, I know they're doing a second Philadelphia Brick Fest in the same year. That is next week, and I'm prepping for that, so all of my time is kind of going towards that, not towards Kashyyyk. Whether there's a segment next week depends on how much building I can get done between now and then. I think I can do a segment. If not, I will make a video announcing that there will be no building Kashyyyk next week because of that. But hopefully there will be. I can pre-record it before the convention. We'll see how that goes. Another thing is I'm working on this giant project. I can't say a word of what it is, but it is going to be coming very soon to the channel. So yeah, you know, I really hope you guys can understand that I am very busy right now, and it's all for you guys. It's, you know, all of the stuff I'm doing is for my channel, for my business, for you guys to enjoy in one way or another. But yeah, if you're going to Philly Brick Fest again next week, it's September 10th to 12th, I think. Maybe it's the 11th to 13th. I don't know. That weekend, next weekend of September, whatever. Welcome to check that out. The website is brickfestlive.com if you want to check it out. And yeah, now another thing, some of you have key eye, you may have noticed that the train tracks have come in. I actually got all the train tracks I need. But as you could also tell, there's like Lego all over the place, and you know, we were focusing on that one area, so I didn't really want to just scrap all the parts where everything was. I knew where everything was, and it's complicated building stuff, but the tracks will be laid down next week, and you'll see what that looks like. So be excited for that. Hopefully the lights will come in next week as well. But yeah, if we don't have a segment next week, guys, I think definitely by the segment after that, which will be the continuing segment, we should have lights to pursue the platforms and the first floor, and that'd be a really good progression too. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for the segment, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. You know, that power generator, in my opinion, pretty cool. I know a lot of you would like to see more building, and I'm sorry for that. I gave you my excuses, even though they're maybe not the greatest, but I promise what's coming is really cool. And I think a lot of you are not going to see this coming. I guarantee you, you're not going to see this coming. It's going to be something so cool and so awesome that none of you have ever thought of. Be excited, because it's going to be cool. Yeah, sorry, that's it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure you subscribe below for the really cool, awesome thing that's coming soon that I can't say a word about. And give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it as well. Well, guys, that's it. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys in next week's Building Kashyyyk. You guys have a great and wonderful day. Bye.